Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it's a little bit late, but I'm going to be doing my 2017 favorites. I love watching these videos. It's just basically a yearly roundup of all the things that you loved. So I really wanted to film one, but it was hard to kind of carve out the time to actually sit down and think about all the things that I really loved for the year of 2017. My 2017 was great, so I first and foremost want to say that my favorite thing of 2017 was getting married. I got married in November, and my wedding was wonderful. I feel like I barely got to enjoy it though. I wish that I could get married again just so I can go through the process of getting married. But yeah, I had a really lovely wedding. The ceremony was beautiful, and my husband had everyone in tears. Yeah, it was wonderful. There were a few hiccups, but that's not even really what I remember anymore. But yeah, other than my wedding, everything else that I have here to share with you guys are beauty favorites and fashion favorites and random favorites, and because I didn't have a whole lot of fashion favorites. I really tried to think of something that I wore for the whole of 2017 and really loved and continued to love for the whole year, because as fashion goes, sometimes, you buy things and you end up loving it for a little while, but do you really love it for the whole year? At least that's me. As I've gotten older, my fashion has completely changed, and things that I used to love and I hate now. And it's funny how your fashion changes completely as you get older. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off with fashion favorite. And my fashion favorite is actually a shoe favorite, and these are just these basic old school black and white Vans. These are really popular. I know that a lot of people wear these and love them, but when I was a teenager, I used to wear the low profile Vans all the time, and Converse, and then as I got a little bit older, I kind of got away from that so much, and I really was kind of a flats girl and always had a bunch of black pointed flats and wore that with everything. But yeah, I recently, the past like 2 years, got back into wearing like sneakers a lot, and I wear them with like dresses. I dress them up, I dress them down. But yeah, I have so many pairs of sneakers, it's ridiculous, or trainers, or whatever you call them. But yeah, I really loved these this year. I've worn them a ton, and they're still comfortable. They're just really sturdy. I love them. I love them so much. The only thing that I will say is that because these ones are a little bit different, they're a little bit more high top, not really high top, but more like mid ankle versus like the low profile ones. I find it a little bit harder for me to get my foot in there. I have to like really like shove my foot in there. And I'm a size 5.5, 6. I actually have pretty tiny little feet. But yeah, I love these. I wore them so much, and I'm going to continue to wear them. And I also bought a pair of these in the high top pink ones, and I've worn them a couple of times, and I absolutely love them as well. So yeah, loving the Vans and the trainers and the sneakers again. And then I wanted to walk you through my book favorites for 2017. Now, I used to be the biggest bookworm, and I used to read so much, and I have such a huge collection of books that I've accumulated over the years. And I'm pretty diversified when it comes to what I like to read. I like biographies, current events, history books, fiction, fantasy, romance. I pretty much love it all. Self-help books as well. As I've gotten older, I've kind of been interested in self-help books. And just like books that are like really interesting and ways to like better you. But yeah, I used to read so much, and I found in 2017 I really didn't read as much as I wish that I had. But there were a couple of books that really stood out to me. And it's funny because I don't know what it is recently, but I've gotten back into. I used to hate hard covered books. I used to only like paperback books because that you know you could bend them, and I don't know what it was, but I hated hard copy books. And recently, I really enjoyed hard copy books. I don't know what it is. So both of the books that I have to show you are hard copy. This book I've heard quite a few people talk about as far as loving it, and it's the book When Breath Becomes Air by Paul, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Kalanithi. And this is such a beautiful book. I found that I had to like put it down a couple of times because I was getting like really teary and emotional. I don't want to give away too many details. It's not a very big book, but it's basically a book about the gentleman Paul, and he is a brain surgeon, I believe. He's a doctor, and he's still at his prime, married, and he is pretty young still, and he gets cancer, and it's just a really lovely and insightful book about a doctor who becomes patient. And it's so crazy to think that obviously we all go on and we all pass away, but to think of like a doctor saving lives and working on the human body, and saving lives, and then for them to go from that to being a patient themselves and knowing that they're gonna die. It's just so insightful, and it's so interesting, how his story was. And it was super emotional, but it was a beautiful book. It's such a fantastic read, and I highly, highly recommend it. It was on the New York Times bestseller list. But yeah, it's such a phenomenal book. It's really sad, it's really heartbreaking, but it's so beautiful, and it gives you such a unique and interesting and newfound perspective for life, and just how precious it is, and you never know when your time's up, and you're never promised tomorrow. And it really makes you think and appreciate life a little bit more. So yeah, I really loved this. The next book I want to talk about is something completely different. This is a fiction book, and this is called The Girls in the Garden. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. What drew me into this book was the cover of it. It's really beautiful, and I thought it would look I was like, oh, that's such a pretty cover. And when I read about it, what it's about really drew me in as well. It's basically about a woman and her two daughters who go through something really traumatic, and they move to a completely new little town and suburb area. And I believe it takes place in the UK. And they are getting back to, trying to find try to find themselves after this traumatic event happens to the three of them, and their past ends up following them, and people find out about what happened to them. And it's such a good book. I like could not put it down. And there's like a twist, and something happens, and the person who you think is guilty ends up being completely different than what I thought, and I was just so blown away, and I didn't want to put it down. It was such a fantastic book to read. So yeah, I've not really heard anybody talk about it, but it was really, really good. And if you like fiction and a little bit of mystery and a little bit of drama, then I think that you would really, really like this book. So now on to makeup and beauty and all things beauty related. I have one hair care product that really stood out to me through 2017. I did find a few products that really were kind of game changing for me, but not until the towards the end of 2017, and I didn't really want to talk about those because they weren't things that I really truly like used all through 2017. And you know, that's kind of like the idea for me, at least, of like a yearly roundup is like something that you really loved throughout the whole year, because you know, in the YouTube and beauty community you try so many things, so to really love something throughout the whole year is kind of like, whoa, that's a big deal. So now what I have to show you is actually more of a tool than a like product, and this is the Baby Buttercup blow dryer by Dry Bar. Now they have a bigger one, which is like, it's huge. This is the baby one, and to me this is like a normal sized hair dryer. I love the fact that it's yellow. It's a bright yellow, and I love that. It's just something about it is really like pleasing, and it's just fun, and it makes me happy. But aside from that, I got mine from Nordstrom, I think it was. This is supposed to, it's the reason why it's called the Baby Buttercup is because it's supposed to be travel friendly. So it basically just, the handle folds up and you can put it in the little baggie it comes in, and it's really easy to travel with. But it's a lot cheaper than the original, the bigger one. And to me, I feel like the bigger one's almost too big. Like this one is perfect. It's, you know, how I blow dry straight my blow dry straight. That's not correct. That's how I blow dry my hair. And I use the little attachment that it comes with that just clicks onto the top, and I use a round brush, and that's how I blow dry my hair. It's got a cool setting and a hot setting, but I find like blow dryers in the past, sometimes I feel like when I use them I can like smell my hair burning. I don't have that problem with this one. It's really light, and I just absolutely love it. Like, it's just such a phenomenal blow dryer, and it's just super travel friendly, and this is how I store it as well in my bathroom. So super convenient, you know, not this like big honking blow dryer that takes up so much space. Which is really like was the selling point on it for me, because blow dryers are a giant pain in the butt to store because they're freaking huge. And that one's just super convenient, and it's done. So I have some makeup favorites and then some skincare favorites, and I have one fragrance favorite, which is what I want to talk to you guys about now. And this is by far one of my favorite fragrances of all time, but definitely my 2017 favorite. And which was surprising for me because originally it was going to be the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Bourbon scent. And I absolutely love that one, don't get me wrong, but when I smelt this and I got this blew me away. And this is the Maison Margiela replica scent in the in Jazz Club. I love this. It is unlike anything I've ever smelt before. It's so sexy. I absolutely love it. It says originally, it's called Jazz Club, but it says Province and Period, Brooklyn, 2013. Oh, I guess that's when it was made. But fragrance description is heady cocktails and cigars. So when I smell this, I instantly am like taken back to like 1920s in jazz clubs and the flapper era and things like that. And you know, normally like my husband smokes cigars occasionally, and I'm not a huge fan of the smell of cigars, so like this doesn't smell like cigars really, but it's kind of like that like musky cocktail, like sultry, sexy, God, musky almost, but sweet at the same time. I love it so much. And I guess technically this is actually supposed to be a men's fragrance, but it's funny because when you go on the Sephora app or the Sephora website and you look at the reviews, they're mostly by women. So I feel like this is really more unisex, but this is kind of like a masculine and feminine scent at the same time. I just absolutely love this. I cannot imagine not having it. It's so good. So the next time that you're in a Nordstrom or a Sephora or anywhere that says sells replica, really, I highly recommend giving this a whiff. It's a pretty pricey fragrance company, but definitely worth it. And I love the packaging. It's so simplistic and it looks really pretty on my little shelf. So, and then my few skincare products. My few skincare favorites. I've found more skincare things towards the end of the year. Not so much things that I loved and continuously used throughout the whole year. I've gotten back into my skincare and like really switching things up and trying to find things that really work for my skin, because I feel like I was just using like general products instead of products that were really targeted for the concerns I have. And I have a bit of combination skin. My skin doesn't get too dry and it doesn't get too oily. In fact, it rarely does ever get very oily, but it's not super dry either. So sometimes I have like a little bit more than the other. Sometimes my skin will be a little bit dry. I do notice that the area where I do get dry is like right here around my nose. But other than that, like I don't get dry patches on my forehead or anything like that. I did this like last month, and I think it was because all of a sudden it got super cold in Florida. It was like in the 30s and things like that. In the corners of my mouth, the corners of my mouth were super dry, so I was using chapstick like nobody's business. Even more so than I normally do, which is crazy because I have chapstick everywhere. I'm a chapstick hoarder. But yeah, back to the topic here. My few skincare favorites that I did love and continuously use throughout the whole year, and I think I've mentioned this before on my channel. This is the Pharmacy Honey Potion Renewing Antioxidant Hydration Mask with Echinacea, Green Envy, Honey. This is amazing. This is such an amazing mask. It's such a weird consistency, and it's so strange, but it's like so delightful at the same time. I absolutely love this. So basically it comes with this little spatula that magnetically clips onto the top, and you open it up and smells like honey, but it's not like super potent or anything. And it's a really thick, gloopy consistency. So what you do is you just take a spatula full and you put it on your skin, and you're supposed to rub it in, and then it turns white. So you rub it in really, really well, and it turns like white, and it gets a little bit warm and heats up a little bit on the skin. And you leave it on for about 10-15 minutes, I think it says. I can't find where it says how long you're supposed to leave it on for, but normally I leave it on for like a good 10 to 20 minutes. And it, like I said, it heats up, not to the point where it's like really hot or burning or anything. But yeah, I absolutely love this. When I wipe it off, my skin feels like so plump and hydrated and soft, and it just feels like you went in for, you know, a facial, and your skin just feels like clean and and just new and baby soft. And I love this. It's so, so, so good. And then another pharmacy product actually that I loved and I'm almost out of, and I almost don't want to use the last of it because then I'm going to have to go out and buy it again, which is totally fine. But this is the Green Clean by Pharmacy. It's a makeup melt away cleansing balm with Echinacea Green Envy. I have never loved a cleansing balm or cleansing oil as much as I love this. And this was actually, I think, the first or second cleansing balm that I ever tried. Normally I used cleansing oils. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It smells so good. It's such a fresh, you can smell a little bit of green tea, but it's just such a fresh scent that it's like really such a joy to like put on your face. Again, it comes with a little plastic spatula. It's a green color, which is really fun, but it's basically, oh my God, it melts your makeup away like nothing I've ever used before. You just put some on your hand, rub it in, and then put it on your face, and it just turns into an oil and it takes off everything. Waterproof mascara, everything, liquid eyeliner, eyeshadow, the whole nine. It takes everything off and it does not strip your skin. I absolutely love this. I highly recommend it if you've never used a cleansing balm before and you're looking for one that's good for sensitive skin, doesn't leave your skin oily, doesn't leave it stripped, and it smells amazing, is this one. It's amazing, bar none, like my favorite cleansing balm that I've ever tried. And then the last skincare product that I have to mention is my Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. I think that I mentioned this when I actually hauled it, when I purchased it. But yeah, I've been using this consistently throughout the whole year, and it's pretty much all gone. A little goes a long way. It's, you can use like 2 drops of it and it's amazing. But it's fragrance free, high in antioxidants, omegas 6 and 9. Drunk Elephant is also cruelty free, and it's for hydration and anti-aging. It's a super beautiful luxury facial oil. I apply, wash my face, do my 2-step cleansing, then do my toner. Sometimes I'll do an essence if I'm feeling like it. And then I will moisturize, and then I will put this on top. And I absolutely love this. It's amazing. It doesn't have a scent. It's super hydrating. I wake up in the morning and my skin doesn't look so dull, and it just looks hydrated, and it looks like it's, healthy. So I really, really love this. Compared to some of the other Drunk Elephant facial serums and oils and stuff, this one's actually not as expensive. This one's still like around 70 something dollars, but some of the other ones are up $100 or more. So this one's fantastic. And then my last category, or not really my last category, because I also wanted to talk to you guys, and maybe I'll mention this now so that I don't forget at the end of the video, my random favorites. So my favorite TV shows this year were definitely Netflix original Grace and Frankie was amazing, and they just released season 4, so that's what I'm gonna do tonight, is just lay down and binge watch the whole season. Absolutely love that show. And then the other show that I really loved this year was the other Netflix original, Stranger Things. Was phenomenal. Just last month finished watching season 2. I think that there's going to be a season 3, but to be honest, I hope that they don't draw it out past that. I feel like season 3 would be like enough of a really good like roundup, because if they go past that, I feel like it's almost drawing it out at that point, because really, how much more can happen? If you've not watched Stranger Things, I highly, highly recommend it. It's a bit sci-fi, and it's like gives you huge like 80 vibes. So yeah, I love it. And then the other show I really loved this year is another Netflix original, and it's called The OA. I didn't think that I was gonna like it, but I ended up really loving it. It was such a phenomenal show. And I now follow the lead actress, Britt Marling, I think is her name, on Instagram, and they're in the process of doing the next season, so hopefully that's out soon. But it was such a good show. Really, really, really good show. I loved it. So fun fact about that is that the if you've not watched it, I'm not gonna give any spoilers away, but the bad guy in the OA is also Lucius Malfoy in Harry Potter. I was like watching it and I was like, why does he look so familiar? And I watched that back towards the beginning of the year and I just realized that the other day. I was like, oh my God, that is Lucius Malfoy from Harry Potter. How did I not notice that? So yeah, I'm a big, big Harry Potter nerd, so I was kind of surprised that that went past me. So yeah. So now on to my makeup favorites. So I know that some people, when they do their yearly beauty favorites and things, they really try to pick a product for each category, like their favorite primer, their favorite moisturizer, their favorite mascara, palette, blah, blah. And I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to only talk about the things that were like true favorites. So the first thing is obviously not all three of these, but more, yeah, all three of these, but more of this product in general is the Essence blushes. If you don't know a lot about Essence, they sell them at, I noticed that my Target just started carrying Essence, but also Ulta, which is where I got all three of these. And these are the Silky Touch blushes, and I love these. I guess Essence is a Canada brand made out of Canada, and they're so affordable, cruelty-free. Love them. I think these were like $3 a piece. I might be wrong, but I will link them in the description box down below. And these are the three that just happened. These are the three that I have. So this one was the first one that I got, and I think this is their older packaging. It's called Adorable, and it's just a really cute, pink, just nothing really to say about this one. This one's just, like a really pretty, perfect kind of like pinky shade, and they're so blendable and so buttery and so amazing. I love them. And then this next one, which is probably the one that I used the most this year. This is their newer packaging, and it says Satin Touch Blush. This is Satin Love, and I love this. It's more of like a nudie, barely there blush, and I absolutely love it. It's got a little bit of like a shimmer in it, but like hardly, like you can barely see a shimmer unless you're like, but yeah, absolutely love this one. And then this one's the newest one that I've gotten, and oddly enough, I wore this one a lot through winter, but it's more of a summery spring shade. This one's called Satin Coral, and I absolutely love this one. It's the perfect coral. It's not too bright. It's more of a subdued light, like just makes your cheeks look like they're glowing and healthy. And yeah, I love these. They're super blendable. They're pigmented, but not too pigmented. You can definitely build them up. And they're super, super affordable. Like I said, I think that they were like $3, $4 at the most. So yeah, I highly recommend these. And then the next few things that I have here, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this on my channel before, but I wanted to get my hands on this for the longest time, and I was like, it's $68. Do I really want it? Do I really need it? But when I buy makeup, I'm always drawn to bronzers, blushes, and eyeshadows. I don't know why. Like a lot of people are like highlighter hoarders and lipstick product hoarders, and I'm always drawn more to like face products, like bronzers and blushes. They just, I love them. So I picked this up because everybody and their mama talks about this. And this is the Film Star Bronze and Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. It's super beautiful. I personally find that for a lot of people, they say that they use this as a contour shade. I personally find it doesn't work for me as a contour shade. It works much better as a bronzer. And the highlighter is super subtle, super beautiful. It's, not a bam in your face highlighter. It's more of a subtle, everyday, really glowy, youthful looking skin highlighter, but nonetheless, it's absolutely gorgeous. And the packaging, of course, is amazing, as always. Yeah, I really love this. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. And then my last few makeup products Obviously, everyone has mentioned this in their 2017 favorites, but the NARS Soft Matte Concealer is just amazing. I've used it so much. I'm almost completely out. Mine is in the shade Light to Vanilla. It's just beautiful. It doesn't crease. It blends beautifully. It's super beautiful coverage. It says it's matte, but I almost feel like it's not a flat matte. It's more of a I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't dry as a flat matte. It just looks really like your skin. It just looks really youthful, and it brings brightness to your under eyes. And I absolutely love this. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily for covering up blemishes or pigmentation or dark spots or anything like that. But it's really, really great for covering up puffy under eyes, eyes that look tired and dark circles and things like that. It's just such a beautiful under eye concealer. I absolutely love it. I cannot recommend it enough. And I have two eye favorite products. The first thing that I want to mention, and this is almost completely out, the like words have completely almost faded off. I don't even remember what this is called. I will leave it in the description box down below, but it's one of Tarte's newer products. Not brand new, because obviously I've been using it for a while, but it's by Tarte. It's a brow gel. It's clear, but the wand is super small, which I find really, really easy to get in there and brush the hairs. And it really keeps my eyebrow hairs in place without leaving them crunchy. That is something that I can't stand. I feel like the Anastasia one left my brows a little bit hard and crunchy, and I don't like that. This one leaves my brow hairs in place and doesn't get crunchy and keeps them in place all day long. And I absolutely love this. It's a small tube, but a little goes a long way, and I just love the brush. The brush is small, and yeah, been using this for a while. I'm not even really sure that there's that much product left. I feel like I'm just scraping the sides. So I definitely need to go and get a new one. But yeah, I really, really, really recommend this product. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. And then my last eye product. I haven't mentioned this on my channel yet, and I'm actually surprised. I thought that I had mentioned this before, but I guess I haven't. This is probably hands down my favorite mascara that I've ever used. I've not heard anybody talk about this. I could be wrong. I don't watch every single YouTuber out there. But I've not heard anybody talk about this. This is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. And mine is in the shade Noir Black. I absolutely love this. It doesn't dry up, which I find a lot of mascaras, after a while, they start drying up in the tube. But more importantly, I have really small eyelashes. I actually got eyelash extensions for my wedding because I didn't want to have to mess around with falsies and them falling out or looking really unnatural. I wasn't a huge fan of eyelash extensions either, to be perfectly honest, but it was really nice to not have to be able to apply mascara the day of my wedding, because I knew I was going to be a blubbering mess, and I had not found like my favorite waterproof mascara that gave me like volume and thickness and everything. And this is not waterproof, and I really wanted to be able to use this, but I knew I was going to be crying all day. But this is, I think, my second tube of this. I absolutely love this. No other mascara. The only one that comes close to it is maybe the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. But nothing comes close to this, except for maybe the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. But this one gives me voluminous lashes. It thickens them, it elongates them, it doesn't clump. It's beautiful. I love it so, so much. I highly recommend this mascara, and I've tried quite a few. And this is by far, I think, my favorite mascara I've ever tried. So that's saying a lot. If you've not tried this, I highly recommend it. And then my last favorite of 2017 is a lip product. This is a Laura Mercier lip product. Actually, no. I have two favorite lip products. I have to mention this one. I don't remember when in 2017 I purchased this, but it was more towards like the middle, beginning of the year. This is the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Bound. I love this so, so much. I wore this non-stop last year. This is always in my handbag. It smells amazing, first of all. It smells like cake and vanilla. Oh my God, it smells so good. It is the perfect everyday color, goes with everything, but the formula is unbelievable. It's not a liquid lipstick and it's not a gloss. It's like somewhere in between, and it's not sticky at all. That is one thing that I hate about lip glosses. They're always sticky, except for the NYX butter glosses. Those ones aren't sticky. Those are the only ones I've ever found that aren't sticky. But I hate glosses because they're sticky. And then liquid lipsticks dry down, and I find that they're really drying. This is an unbelievable product. These are so, so good, and this color is just beyond beautiful. I absolutely love it. If you've not tried these, I highly recommend going to your local Sephora or buying one online because these are amazing. I've not tried any of the other colors. I wasn't really drawn to any of the other colors, to be completely honest with you, but this one is just such a universal shade. This would look so good on so many different skin tones. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the last product is a lipstick. This is by Laura Mercier, and this is the sheer lip color in Bare Lips. I think that's what you're called. Yeah, in Bare Lips. Again, a perfect everyday nudie kind of color. Also smells like cupcakes. And actually, I wore this so much for a period of time, and then I, put it away, and I was trying out some other lip products, and I didn't wear this so much. But when I first found this, I was like, okay, this is it. This is my wedding lipstick. This is what I'm wearing on my wedding day. I ended up not wearing this on my wedding day because it's not super long lasting. I didn't want to wear a liquid lipstick, but I wanted something that was going to stay on my lips all day because I was going to be, kissing my husband. I was going to be kissing people on the cheeks, seeing people. I was going to be drinking, eating. I wanted something that was going to last a really long time, but gave me, coverage and everything that you could possibly want in a lipstick on your wedding day without having to mess around with it. So I ended up going with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat and Pillow Talk liner over my whole lips, and I'm so happy I did because it stayed put. I only ended up having to reapply it like one time, and that was like 4 hours after I had initially put it on. And it was just such a beautiful, perfect color. It went with everything. It looked great. But if I had not worn that, I definitely would have gone with this. This is so beautiful. It's basically like a Your Lips but better sort of color, but it's super hydrating. It doesn't get sticky, it doesn't get gloopy, it doesn't give you that weird faded look after it starts going away, and I just absolutely love it. It's the perfect color. I wore it so much, and yeah, again, it's the sheer lip color in Bare Lips. I got this at Nordstrom. I don't think I've ever seen it at Sephora, but I could be totally wrong. I got this one at Nordstrom though. So yeah, guys, that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit late. It's in the middle of January. Like I said, I love watching these videos, so I hope you guys enjoyed mine and it gave you a little bit of inspiration on maybe some new things to try out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for future videos. And I hope you guys have a good one. Bye!